Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. I want to do a really quick video today and talk to you about checking the source. Checking the source. And this has to do with not believing everything you see, hear, or just read about. The thing that sparked this was recently I saw something on coconut oil in the news, on coconut oil. Now, coconut oil has been around for a long time. I've used coconut oil for a lot of years. This video isn't just on coconut oil, but I'm going to use that as an example. And I've used it as a medium chain triglyceride for a long time because it's a really good source of those. It's a good energy source. And all of a sudden, there was a professor from some university, I forget which university, did a study finding that coconut oil was not good for you. And this is after years of studies that have already been done saying that it was good for you. So I'm not here to get into the debate on whether or not coconut oil is good or bad. What I am here to tell you is to check the source and do your own research. Do your own research. I was looking on my feed the other night, and there's so many people who have already decided they're not going to use coconut oil anymore because of one thing they read online somewhere or one news story that they saw. And again, I'm not saying that it's good or bad. Might be terrible, might be great, but be willing to do your own research and check the source whenever you get health and fitness information. Double check and triple check the source. Whenever someone says that it was done in a study, what study? Who did the study? Who funded the study? Where was the study done? What group of people were used in the study? How long did the study run for? How many people? What were the results of the study? You can go on PubMed and you can find a lot of medical journals now. There's a lot of these sources online. You can just simply go on Google and you can do your own comparisons of information now. But when you hear someone say that, well, this thing is bad now, all of a sudden, that used to be good, that should make you raise an eyebrow and do your own research. And then more importantly than doing your own research, you got to be your own test subject. Find out what works for you. Maybe coconut oil might be great for you. Maybe it won't raise your cholesterol. Maybe you might find that it gives you a little more energy. Maybe you might find that it makes you feel a little bit better. But don't just take what people say as law until you do a little bit of research on your own. I remember growing up, they used to say egg yolks were horrible for you. The cholesterol in egg yolks are going to kill you. And now they're saying eggs are okay to eat. Eggs are okay to eat now because what we found is it's not the yolk and the cholesterol that's bad. It's the processed food that we're eating that's bad. Natural food that's naturally occurring, for the most part, how bad could it possibly be if it's naturally occurring? If it's something that's processed, well, that would make sense that something processed is not as good as something that's naturally occurring. So again, you could even just use the simple comparison like that and ask yourself, is this a naturally occurring thing or is it heavily processed? And if it's heavily processed, then it's not going to be as good as something in its natural form. But getting back to the original point of this whole update is check the source. Check the source. Be willing enough to do your own research and not just take everything you hear as law and say, well, I have to do this. Because back in the day, they used to call those people snake oil salesmen. They would call them snake oil salesmen back in the day because they would come out and say, well, this thing cured this and this thing cures that. And people would believe it because they know if they get up here, if they get in your head, all they got to do is get you to believe it. And you'll either buy something or not buy something. The best way is to do your own research, be willing to try some things out yourself and see what works for you, your body, your energy level. Get with your doctor, do a blood test and find out where you are physically and go from there. But don't just believe things that you read or you hear snippets of in your news feed and online. Do just a little bit of diligence. Do a little bit of due diligence. Type it into Google at least to start, and find out if there's any medical journals or publications, and weigh and compare and contrast the information. But don't just believe one thing. This isn't just for nutrition. This is for working out. This is for everything. We have so much information at our fingertips now, and we have a reluctance to use it. You can look on here and find out the best way to do a squat, or the number one energy source for a food. And all you gotta do is type it into your phone and Google and compare and contrast. So there's really not an excuse to not know something now. Don't just take it for granted. Don't be lazy when it comes to your health, fitness, and wellness. Do a little research, and first and foremost, once again, check the source. Real simple and easy to do. Don't just believe what you hear or what you read in a news feed, especially in a news feed somewhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. Check this stuff out for yourself. Hope this has been informative. Have a nice day.